Is it gonna actually be noticeably better, or is it gonna be mostly the same? So far, looking at how the construction area ran, I'm actually kind of hopeful. Like, actually, not even like delusional hopeful, actually like optimistic. The Earth has been destroyed by Night, but any airborne squads that come to rescue us are no match for those monsters. She left us for decades and brings us those shabby soldiers. Mother Sphere's omnipotence is meaningless in this world. My memory won't live on. Yep. Well, oh yeah, omnipotency simply means ubiquitous, or something that is eternally present in every place and every medium. You know? Kind of like that. Doesn't stun you. There's something actually about this line. She left us for decades and brings us those shabby soldiers. There's something about this line that annoys me because of what Adam says at the end of the game in his dialogue. Like, Adam has this one line during his long monologue when he's kind of just explaining us what the Naivas were, what the Naivas are, and what he wants for, you know, humanity before we choose what ending we do. Adam says that Mother Sphere will just continue sending new soldiers until there is nothing left anymore. You know? Either the planet gets polluted and destroyed to the point where it's inhabitable, or the other species, the Naivas, are all extinct. And when you take... Oh, right, these two. When you take into account what Adam says there, his opinion about that, it makes it sound like my hypothesis about this game's story when it comes to Mother Spheres. Eve, what the fuck? I knew that was gonna happen. Like, it makes it feel... It makes me feel like my hypothesis on understanding what Mother Sphere wants for her Andro Eidos members is actually wrong because of that Adam's line. And for context, what I thought the reason as to why Mother Sphere is sending such weakling squads of, you know, or such weakling-like militia to Earth each and every time of during these airborne deployments is because she wants to develop and advance her own enhanced human's psyche. She wants them to be as close to as possible the most idealized and accurate imitations of human beings in all aspects besides anatomically as she possibly can before you know, she inhabits Earth, because she easily has enough like technological like advancements inside her colony, as well as materials, I'm assuming, as well as, you know, like when we see on the Return to the Colony ending, when we see how big the colony is, it's like this massive like atom structure around. What is this fucking... Oh, it's coming from that thing. Like this massive atom structure that is insanely massive, vast, and complex looking. Like, that makes me immediately think, you know, with the context of having, you know, played the game many times through and seeing that ending and, you know, understanding how big the colony is, it makes me immediately think that Mother Sphere is intentionally making it much harder to recapture and inhabit Earth and save her struggling Andro Eidos members on Earth. It makes it feel like it's intentional. Like, for sure it has to be intentional, right? So it just makes you wonder as to why it's intentional. Like, there's obviously an infinite number of reasons you can think of. But seeing as to what Mother Sphere herself is, it makes it more easy to guess as to what she wants. Mother Sphere is a incredibly capable and complex artificial intelligence that has no limits on her learning processes, on advancing her own psyche, as well as her own cognitive capabilities, as well as her own technical savviness or academical skills. So for a person like that, what the hell? Maybe the one thing that they struggle to have is something that normal humans also struggle with, which is finding meaning in life. So if Mother Sphere doesn't find meaning in anything, then she's likely gonna follow a meaning that is given to her by somebody else before her. Because that creates meaning in her life, right? And what is the meaning that she's searching for, or she's looking for? Well, it's very likely from Raphael Marx, you know? It makes sense that her creator, as in like, you know, in real humans, for example, very often what gives you meaning and drive is, you know, your own parents or your own, like, supervisors, like, showing you example, right? Like, that gives you motivation to, you know, do something in your life that inspires you, you know? So it makes sense that Mother Sphere, having all of this infinite knowledge and capabilities that she has, would determine and dedicate a lot of her life to living up to the sample or the example that, you know, her predecessor has created for her, you know? So with that prejudice out of the way, it makes it a lot easier to guess as to what Mother Sphere wants. Which is the reason as to why I have so many times assessed that Mother Sphere wants to imitate, like, Raphael Marx's ideal humanity in all of their, like, ways, like the cultures that the humans have and their social customs and, you know, their values, opinions, and their, like, natural, like, adolescent years of life and, you know, all of these things. She wants to imitate, like, what makes a human being as much as possible besides the anatomical factor. So when you take that into account, it becomes incredibly compelling hypothesis to think that Mother Sphere is basically just procrastinating this, you know, salvation of Earth as much as she can, because she has this, you know, goal that she really wants, which is to, you know, create a stronger of an imitation of you know, organic humans in every other aspect besides the organic part, you know? And that is the reason as to why our Eve prototype is also so special, because Eve is so much more advanced in all of those fields compared to her comrades, including the captains, like Taki, and presumably Raven is also another captain from Airborne Squadron 2, in the other hand. It looks like the network is completely disconnected. I tried reconnecting to it, but nothing works. My head feels so empty. Where is Mother Sphere? I can't feel her anymore. Mother, please save us.
That's it. That's our key.
Yeah, that is simply just the network disconnection. Now, Mother Sphere basically erased, or supposedly, she erased all of these people's... I wonder if she erased the Legionnaires' memories. Probably not. Like... She must have erased their memories before the network obviously disconnected.
There isn't enough water.
Logically speaking, like, that has to be the only time that she was still able to do that. So these Legionnaires, like, every time you pick up one of these Legionnaires as memory sticks, you read one of them and it becomes very obvious that they have an incredibly strong connection to the past and the present, but particularly the past. Like, almost every single one of those memory sticks talks about something that has happened recently for them. Legion soldiers, you know? So it's very clear that they themselves feel like they have, like, perfect clarity of the events. While the scavengers, for example, the scavengers, the sentinels of Zion, and, you know, all of the other civilians, they actually feel a lot more oblivious to, like, to what the Naivas are and, like, what the events leading up to the final war and during the final war are like, you know? All of that is
We found the key.
Is kept in complete secrecy for them. While these Legion soldiers feel like, or I feel like, they definitely know those things, because it's very obvious from the memory sticks that they have that when they keep referencing and talking about you know, events of the final war and the Night Hivas and their comrades suffering and how many of them were still alive and, you know, all of these things, it becomes very obvious that their memories are not erased like the other Androidos members. I suppose the other civilians that are not, you know, Mother Spheres like army down on Earth, like all of those memories were wiped.
That should be enough.
But the Legionnaires'
You can
memories
get
were not.
out by going back to where you started.